What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Church Guys Like Sports.
Look where, put your glasses on and look. Yeah. Oh, be out of darkness.
Come on, if you love sports, this is a show for you. Come on, let's jump on, y'all.
Look where, you ought to look. Anybody know God's been good to you? Yeah, look, yeah. Look where he brought you from. Look where. Come on and clap your hands. Come on, let's have some church in here.
What's up, Shondo? Brother Anthony. Hold on, do y'all like this song? This is my new song, y'all. I hope y'all got it. We just released the video today.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, put those hands together. Put those hands together.
Listen, I need you to push that share button.
If your neighbor trying to be cute, you ought to push her and say, watch your
Let
weight.
somebody know we on.
He brought me from a mighty long way. He brought me from. He brought me from a mighty long way. I don't know about you. When I think about what the Lord did, done for me, he brought me
Dr.
from
Burton.
a mighty long way. He covered me in the schoolhouse.
Somebody said Keith Wonderboy looked like Mr. Brown in that video.
Jailhouse. Somebody in here, you ought to be a witness. He bumped you from a mighty
Church Guys Like Sports. Come on, we got to talk, y'all.
from a mighty long way. From a mighty long way. Brought me from. Now everybody clap your hands. Clap your hands this heat. Now everybody clap your hands. Clap your hands. Clap your hands this heat. Yes, sir. Put them together. You ought to act like the devil in between your hands. Put them together.
All right, yo, we're going to get into some sports. Listen, I got a lot to talk about today, and y'all got to go get that if you don't have it already. I just released the video. The video will be on YouTube, and that's right, Dr. Burton. I was about to ask you, were you on your way to New York? Dr. Chris Burton, my friend from Atlanta, by way of New York, but from Atlanta, he'll be preaching for us on Sunday morning, 11 a.m. So if you're not doing anything, you want to come to Grace Tabernacle or watch virtually, you can do so. That's an anointed man of God. But I got a lot of sports to talk about. I already told y'all ladies about the Super Bowl. I already put you on. But today, I got some real important stuff on the agenda, and we're going to talk some sports. Some folks going to be happy. Some folks going to laugh. Some folks going to get mad. Oh, come on through, Shondo. Listen, I'm going to talk about the Lakers. I'm going to talk about Deshaun Watson. But there's a man named Chad Wheeler. I'm going to get on him because ESPN won't do it. And I'm going to talk about this transgender stuff. Yes, it's getting deep today. So I need you to share it with everybody you know. Church guys and church girls like sports. Listen, let me first deal with these Laker fans. I want to check on the Laker fans and make sure y'all all right. Because all the Laker fans act like the Lakers was never going to lose. They done lost 2 games in a row. They lost to Philly and they lost to Detroit. The Detroit Pistons. I want to say the Pistons beat them, almost blew them out. They lost to the Detroit Pistons. My God, today. And Detroit Pistons suck. They lost 107-92. So I don't know, all these Laker fans, they get real quiet. They get real quiet when they start to lose it. And then they said, LeBron, are you tired? And LeBron James said, I don't get tired. Oh, you don't get tired. You 37 years old. Unless you on steroids, you get tired. Oh, I don't get tired. No, y'all act like the Lakers going to win every game they play. Y'all got the two best players in the league. And you lose to the Pistons. I'm not talking about the Clippers. I'm not talking about the Brooklyn Nets. I'm talking about the Detroit Pistons. I can't even name their starting lineup. I think they still got Derrick Rose. So all y'all jumping on that Laker bandwagon, this is not the bubble. Okay, AD wasn't play, but AD didn't play this last game, but you should be able to beat the Pistons without AD. They should be able to beat and AD played against the Philadelphia 76ers. And somebody tell me this. Joel Embiid jumps up in the air and LeBron James takes two hands and pushes him in his stomach and knocks the man down to the ground. Any other player would have been kicked out the game. Any other player, it would have been a flagrant 2. But since it's LeBron, the golden child, they let him get away with it. If that was Draymond Green, he would have got kicked out. If that was Anthony Mason, he would have been put out. If that was any other player, LeBron, yes, he is. He cries about everything. For him to be 6'9", 265 pounds, he's the biggest baby I ever seen. So all of y'all Laker fans, pump your brakes. Yeah, and suspended, right. Pump your brakes, Laker fans. Let's not get too excited like y'all got the championship down already. Pump the brakes. All right? Now, let me talk about my New York Jets. You see it up here. That's New York Jets. I want to sign a petition that the New York Jets do all they can to go get Deshaun Watson. If y'all don't know, Deshaun Watson is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and he wants to be traded to the Jets. He wants to be traded to the Jets. So we got to do all we can to get Deshaun Watson. I don't care if we got to trade the players and their wives. We need to trade some players and their girlfriends. Look, you can have our quarterback and his wife, and we want Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is the real deal. And the Jets have not had a good quarterback since Joe Namath. Do you hear me? The Jets ain't had a good quarterback since Joe Namath. We had Chad Pennington, Vinny Testaverde, Fitzpatrick, what's the other boy, Sam Darnold, and all. We ain't had a good quarterback since Joe Namath, and that was in the 70s. We need to go get Deshaun Watson. Whatever we got to do, whoever we got to give up, we got to go get Deshaun Watson. All right? So let me go back a little bit. Now, LeBron, you know, Laker fans, I'm gonna just tell y'all again, you know, I'm gonna move on, but pump your brakes, Laker fans, because when you lose 2 games in a row, and one of them is to the Pistons, don't go around here acting like you're gonna win every game. I don't think the Lakers gonna win the championship, not this year. This is not the bubble. And sooner or later, LeBron's age is gonna have to show. Now, this is what I want to get to. And I'm going to talk about this transgender stuff. Yeah, Vinny Testaverde, he was good, but he wasn't no superstar quarterback. But first thing I got to talk about is a man named Chad Wheeler. And I got to talk about it because it should be in the news more than it is. But this is just how they do our people. Some of y'all remember Ray Rice. Ray Rice was in the elevator with his girlfriend. Ray Rice was in the elevator with his girlfriend, Something happened. She spit on him with a push or whatever. He slaps her, punched her, whatever he did, knocked her out and dragged her out the elevator, all that stuff. You know, whatever. It was a horrible thing. Ray Rice he was banned from the NFL forever from that. Banned forever. Never to play another NFL game. Him and his girlfriend ended up getting married even after that. Didn't matter. But let's fast forward to 2021. Chad Wheeler, 6'7", 315-pound offensive tackle for the Seattle Seahawks, beat and choked his girlfriend almost to death. Almost killed the lady. She ended up in ICU. After he beat and choked her, he was shocked that she was still alive because he was drinking a smoothie. He said, "Oh, you still alive." He beat her because she would not bow down to him. He wanted her to bow. He's a white man. She's a black woman. And he still has a job with the Seattle Seahawks. As far as I know, he has not been fired from the Seahawks or banned from the NFL. He did get arrested. But he has not been banned nor fired from the Seattle Seahawks as far as my research tells me. You see, some of these players got the complexion for the protection. If that was a black man that beat a white woman, okay, thank you, Jones. He has been fired. He has been fired. I believe his contract has been terminated. They should ban him from the NFL immediately. Forever. Because that's what they did to Ray Rice. That's what they did to Ray Rice. If we're going to be fair, let's be fair all around. And he almost killed this woman. What would happen if a big black man beat his white girlfriend? Hello? And you know, talking about she wouldn't bow to him. Who do you think you are? She would not bow to me, so I'm going to choke her. He tried to choke her to death. He tried to kill the woman. I hope they put him in a black prison. They got the rope in the tree. Absolutely. I hope they put this big, because you 6'7", 310 pounds, 315 pounds, offensive tackle. And you got the nerve to put your hands on a woman like that? When we know that men are naturally stronger. I don't care what this Me Too movement say. I don't care what you say. Men are naturally built stronger. All prisons are black. Cotton, don't. Men are naturally stronger. And I know, I'm tough. I can knock a man out. Hold on, ladies. Listen. Just because a man don't hit you don't mean he's weak. Just because a man don't flex his strength on you don't mean he's weak. Men are physically stronger. It's in our genetics. Hey, Sister Beverly. So, shame on him. And I hope I hope he gets right in there with a bunch of black dudes, and I hope they tell him what he did. Because there's some things you don't want to go into prison for. Raping children and women and beating up a girlfriend or a wife. They gonna tear him a new one. When they get finished with him, you gonna hear, when he walk, you gonna hear a whistle sound. He gonna walk past you and he go. Then you gonna hear that coming from his back parts. There's gonna be a wind. when they get through with that fella. And he needs to do jail time. He needs to do jail time. His name is Chad Wheeler. Chad Wheeler. All right. It has just been reported to me. Let me do some research on that. It has just been reported. Well, I don't have no confirmation on that. They said, rest in peace to John Chaney. I know John Chaney is one of the greatest coaches to ever live, but I don't have no information on that. So I can't really. Scott, are you confirming that? Who got suspended from the Lakers? Nobody got suspended from the Lakers. I'm saying LeBron James should have been. If it was anybody else, LeBron James had a flagrant foul on Joel Embiid, knocked him down, almost broke the man's back. And whenever it's anybody else do that, they get kicked out the game. But because it's LeBron and we need the ratings, they let him slide because it's LeBron. That's what they did. So, yes, he was arrested. Chad Wheeler was arrested for this, but he still has not been banned from the NFL. And that's the horrible part, because when Ray Rice did what he did, Wheeler was arrested. When Ray Rice did what he did, he was completely banned from the. Ray Rice has not been in the NFL since then. Ray Rice is somewhere working at Walmart or UPS or something now. And it is sad. It is unfair. All right. So I'm trying. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. Rest in peace to Cicely Tyson. One of the great actresses of all time. Rest in peace to her. And now I got to deal with something. And this is gonna get a little rough. Gonna get a little tight, but it's right. But I have to deal with. I'm looking for it. I got to deal with the transgender athlete. Because you see, church guys like sports. We're gonna talk about what they don't want to talk about on regulars. They don't want to talk about some stuff, but we got to talk about it. We gonna talk about it. Hold on. We're gonna talk about this thing. And I don't want to offend nobody. I'm not here to offend nobody. But there was a law that has just been passed. A law has been passed saying that transgender athletes can play the sport that they identify themselves to be. High school, middle school, elementary school. It has just been reported that they are now allowed to do that, whether it's wrestling, whether it's boxing, football, or basketball, track, whatever it is. If you are a boy, but you think you a girl, you can play the girl sport instead of the boy sport. And some folks say, Pastor, listen, it ain't gonna bother you until it hits your house. I got a daughter that is a female athlete, and it will be unfair for her to have to compete against a boy because he couldn't cut it with the boy, so he gonna act like he a girl. If that was around when I was 16, 17 years old at Boys and Girls High School, all I got to do is act like a girl so I can get on the girls' team and can't nobody say nothing. I would have averaged 50 points a game and 50 rebounds. Oh, Pastor, I would have played every sport. I would have been the original Joanna Man. So I want y'all to hear this.
It meant getting up early every Saturday morning and competing all day at a meet.
I want y'all to hear this interview from a young girl.
I've been training to be a championship sprinter since I was 8 years old. With the help of my parents, my coaches, and my teammates, I did it. By sophomore year of high school, in 2018, I was one of the top 5 female high school sprinters in Connecticut. But then, one day, I wasn't. At the state championships that year, 2 people passed me, passed all of us girls, literally. They finished first and second in our races, dominating the field. Were they more motivated? Did they train harder? I don't think so. But they did have an edge, a big one we couldn't match. They were biological boys who said they were transgender girls. Do you think that's fair?
That is a young girl who was on her way to getting a scholarship in track. A young girl on her way getting a scholarship in track to go to college. 2 boys that said they are transgender gets on the girls' track team instead of the boys' track team and blow the girls away. And those 2 transgender boy girls end up getting the scholarship. You tell me, is that fair? Now, I know this is church guys like sports, but I'm not even talking Bible right now. I'm not even talking politics right now. I'm just talking straight fairness. It is unfair to have boys, born boys, they were born as a boy, competing against girls. No matter how you fix it, because everybody says, well, they need their rights too. Okay, everybody deserves their rights, and everybody should have their rights. But when your rights make it unfair for other people, is it really rights? Everybody deserves their rights, but you don't have a right to make something unfair. And, well, stop preaching. The Bible ain't for the world. I ain't talking about the Bible. I ain't brought up one scripture. I can. I'm a pastor. I can tell you what it says, but I ain't doing it. We talking about fairness. And politics is, this don't even make no sense. And it ain't going to stop until somebody gets hurt. I watched a wrestling match against a transgender boy who says he's now a girl against a girl. And he almost killed this girl. And it is unfair. Because let my daughter be a wrestler and she get in there and there's a transgender boy, transgender guy, I don't know what to call him, and he want to wrestle my daughter. And he beating her. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you out your mind? I'm getting in that ring. And it ain't going to stop until somebody get hurt because it's boxing. What if Mike Tyson said, oh, you know what? I feel like a girl today. I know but I'm going to change my gender. And Mike Tyson gets in a ring with Layla Ali or with any other woman that thinks Mike Tyson what they not thinking. They just saying they just want to give these rights and sign these petitions and all of this stuff without thinking things through. And somebody got to say something. I'm waiting for Stephen A. Smith to say something about this. Oh, but guess what? Church guys like sports. We got to say something. We got to say something. I'm going to sound the alarm because this is not right. This is not me talking as a pastor. I'm talking as a sportscaster. The track and field Olympics filed a complaint. Yes, they did. They absolutely did. And let me tell you, the man's body is just different. I don't care what you think you are. The man's body is different. Because I tell you one thing, I just went to the nail salon. I got my nails done. I get a mani pedicure and stuff. And I go with my wife. She goes all the time. I only go every 2 months, every 3 months or so like that. So when I go with her, we both getting the same thing. We getting a mani pedi. And I look at the price chart, and it's a different price for me. My mani and pedi is $8 more than hers. I asked the Chinese man. I said, why I pay more than her? Why do I pay? He said, because you man have bigger body, man have bigger feet, man have bigger hands. So couldn't I complain? Couldn't I write a petition that the men getting their nails and hands done and all that stuff should be the same price as the woman? I don't, because I understand what he's saying. A man's feet is bigger and tougher than a woman's feet. Most men, because some women got some leather feet, you know. Some women got some feet that they look like they've been kicking bricks all day long. But on an average, the man's size is just bigger. So we are different. We cannot allow this transgender stuff. Yes, they deserve their rights. But when it comes to competition, it is unfair. Most men who average 30 points have scary feet. Yeah. When it comes to the competition, it is unfair. It is not right. And it's always the boy going to the girl sport. It's never the girl going to the boy sport. It's never a girl that says she thinks she's a boy, so she gonna play football with the boys or play basketball with the boys. Because in the WNBA, when they girls and they think they boys, they still play in the WNBA because they know the competition is a little bit different. So they dominate the girls. They don't try to compete with the boys because they know it's not fair. Give me the best WNBA player against the worst NBA player. It's not fair. Give me the best female boxer against the worst male boxer. It's not fair. I wouldn't even watch that. And I'm waiting for the women to start marching, because if this continues, female sports in high school and in middle school will never be the same. Because my son John, I told him, because he just made the basketball team. He's on JV right now, and you know, he getting a little bit of playing time. And I was talking to him, and he getting a little playing time. He had 7 points the last game, but he just as crazy as me. He said, "Well, since this new rule is out, Dad, you know, I can probably act like a girl, get on the girls' team, and I know I'll score 40 a game, and then I'll get that scholarship." Don't you? And we were laughing about it, but don't you know that there's gonna be some boys that's gonna do that because they couldn't cut it with the boys' team? They're gonna say, "Well, I'm a transgender girl," and go to the girls' team and dominate. And it's all fun and games until it hits your house. So we got to do and I know, Trump was a mess and all of that stuff. I know that. But and this is a democratic thing. Yes, it is. We can't go so far. Where do they draw the line? We got to draw a line. And that's the thing. They will not draw a line with this. I thought for sure they would not allow boys to act like girls so they can be on the girl. If they feel like they're a girl, they can play on the girl team. I thought that for sure would never happen. But it's happening because people are signing things and not making sense out of it. People are writing decrees and all this and not making sense out of it. It is not fair. God bless you, Sister Deborah, Sherry. It's not fair. And somebody got to say something. Somebody got to say something. And it ain't going to happen. Watch. Somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to get hurt. There was a 6'2", 300-pound handball player, some kind of hand football. He talking about he a transgender. And all the girls is 5'5", 5'4". And he dominated. You got to see the pictures of him. It's 3 or 4 girls on his back. He's carrying them. They couldn't even stop him. So, Biden, if you can hear me, just use common sense. Add common sense to your policies. And the world will be a greater place. I promise. Thank you for joining us for Church Guys Like Sports too. I hope you enjoyed the show today. Remember, you can love God and love sports. And remember also, ladies, the Super Bowl is Valentine's Day for men. Remember that. So put out a nice spread for your husband. Make some hot wings and all that stuff like that. And y'all going to have an awesome Super Bowl night. Peace out, y'all. Church Guys Like Sports 2 signing off. Peace.